Welcome to New York, no matter where. And today we have a very special guest, two of the founders of City Pickle that helped turn America's fastest growing sport into New York City's fastest growing community. What started as a simple idea during the pandemic has become City Pickle, a company that's transformed iconic New York spaces like Hudson Yards, Wollman Ring, and Central Park, and Long Island City, and now Times Square, my favorite courts, into destinations where people don't play pickleball. They meet friends, they network, they date, celebrate birthdays, host corporate events, and build community. City Pickle was founded in 2021 by longtime friends Mary Cannon and Erica Desai. I hope I didn't butcher that so bad. After discovering pickleball during COVID and realizing there wasn't a single dedicated pickleball court in New York City. And today we're talking entrepreneurship, building experiences instead of just businesses, creating community in New York, and where pickleball goes next. Welcome to New York, no matter where.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
We're thrilled to be here.
No, it's my pleasure. As a fellow pickler and somebody who's, started his pickleball journey with you guys, it's just really an honor to be with you. And I want to hear your story and where you're going with it. So I guess, how did this start? Walk us through the story.
Well, we'll give you our origin story if you then later give us yours, because Eric and I love to hear about people's first time playing.
I actually have such a good story that
All right, let's start there.
You want to start with me? All right. So I've played pickleball here and there with my dad who lives in Boca Raton. I saw that you guys are opening up a court there. So I got connected with a real estate agent. Her name is Megan King. She was in Real Housewives SoCal. Mm-hmm. And she was looking to join a team. We were texting back and forth, never met up. My daughter goes to school right off Central Park West. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to drop her off at school, 8:30. I'm going to do one of these intro classes at Wollman Rink. So I go there. I go to one of the intro classes and we're all talking. There's 6 of us. Great train. There was a coach there. We were going over it. Everybody was introducing, doing icebreakers. And then me and Megan kind of put 1 and 2 together and oh, you're Megan, I'm Ryan. We were supposed to meet, oh, small world, let's play pickleball. And so we had a great day. We played pickleball. We're both I would say a little bit more than beginners. And then just friendship came about. And now we're, doing real estate together. We're creating a lot of content together. And we're on this pickleball journey where we do the open plays. We do some instruction classes together. And I feel that's such a City Pickle story. There's so many of those. And I made a good friend and that's just part of the community. I mean, what do you think?
Bingo. And can we hire you to be on our marketing team? that's
I'm happy to have that conversation.
That's your unique story. Yet actually, Ryan, that's so many New Yorkers now have very similar stories. We love to hear that.
Yeah. So first off, how, I guess the pandemic was 2021. There was just really nowhere to play.
Yeah. And I mean, believe it or not, in 2021, there was no dedicated pickleball courts in all of New York City. New York City, which, I mean, I love New York, and I think New York leads in so many things, but it was a little behind in pickleball, to tell you the truth. There was a small nascent community that was very DIY, people bringing nets to public parks that were, not in great, cracked asphalt and no proper lines, just because of stories like yours. It was an opportunity for people to be together. And of course, at that time, people were really craving opportunities for social connection. And, so they were doing whatever they could. But Mary and I, who both, we've known each other for a long time. We know each other through our children who are freshmen in college now, or actually almost sophomores in college, but we met when they were 2 years old. So we were longtime friends. And we both separately had experiences outside of New York where we learned how to play pickleball and loved it, thought it was so fun, and wanted to continue to play in New York, and came back and realized there was really no way to do that. And so, City Pickle was born with, the goal of creating opportunities for people to come together in real time and space, and have fun, play pickleball, have a margarita while you're there, and just enjoy yourself. And so, that was the idea. And we've been at it ever since.
I mean, I will say it is fun. It's such a fun sport, and it's like easy to pick up too. But
well, I think that speaks to the popularity of the sport. I mean, there's 50 million Americans. There's more Americans playing pickleball now than tennis. And I think it's just, and by the way, Eric and I are tennis players. I love tennis. And it is just, though, pickleball is more accessible, right? So in the country, if you live in suburbia and you've got a nice big cul-de-sac, you can get on Amazon and for about $100 have all the supplies you need to sort of do your own court. We're seeing underutilized tennis courts throughout the country converted into pickleball courts. It's just, so fun and accessible. But until you get into New York City, which we'll talk about that later. But it's what is particular and challenging about New York is what City Pickle ultimately solved for, I think.
And how did it begin? Were you guys doing pop-ups at first before you had your permanent location?
Yeah, so we, as Erica mentioned, in during COVID, we both played pickleball outside of New York City. My experience also included like some beers. And so I was on a couples trip to South Carolina, had never seen pickleball before, thought it was a tennis retreat, and instead spent the entire time on pickleball courts. Erica had a similar experience. We realized, wow, we need to bring this to New York, but also this is the best vehicle for social events, whether it's birthday parties for kids or adults or corporate gatherings, corporate team building, networking experiences, which is really sort of one of the pillars of City Pickle now. We had the brainchild in 2021, and we, popped up the first City Pickle court in Hudson Yards during October of 2022.
Wow. And how did it go from, all right, let's just try this out, let's do some pop-ups, to like, this is a real business?
Well, we had signed a lease actually just before we opened the Hudson Yards court. So that space was being built out while we were in Hudson Yards. Hudson Yards was meant as a marketing exercise, a way to introduce ourselves to New York City, and the court was free. And it sold out in a hot second. And the popularity, the enthusiasm that people had, the excitement, the press that was around that, it made us really realize we were onto something there. And, so we used that as a way to introduce New York City to pickleball. And then, from there, actually, we went to, so Hudson Yards is owned by Related. And Related holds the license to operate Wollman Rink in Central Park, together with some partners. And they were looking for a way to activate that space in the summer months when it was not an ice skating rink. And so after seeing the success of what happened during our October pop-up in Hudson Yards, they invited us to come and bring pickleball to Wollman Rink in the summer of 2023. And that was that was like lightning in a bottle. Everybody was so excited about pickleball. Obviously, that's an incredible, iconic, beautiful location. It's still, I think, there's nothing more special than playing pickleball with the beautiful New York City skyline behind you. And that really set us off on the path that we're on today.
Yeah, it is really a special place to play. Like, you don't really, you're in Central Park, like the skyline's beautiful. You're surrounded by like green trees. I feel like even like with all your locations, they have something like really like charming and very New York about them.
I mean, that's the by intention. We also need them to be conveniently located. I was thinking a lot, Ryan, about the theme of what your of your show, and I think what makes you New Yorkers unique is that we're all busy, and New Yorkers they want to, but they still want to play. And in many other parts of the country around pickleball, you go to a local park and you paddle stack and you have more time. But a lot of New York, in order to wait your time, your time in the queue and then you hit the court. But a lot of New Yorkers are too busy for that. And
Hmm.
many will pay in order to have a reserved court or a reserved open play court time. And that is really, sort of crucial to our business model. And Erica and I suspected that New Yorkers were hungry for an allotted court time. And so that has proven to be true.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like I love going on the app and like looking at my options, and I think your programming is really good. Um, could you walk me through, like the open play, the courses? You have some like events too that are mixed in. Like I think the programming is amazing.
I mean, thank you. I'm so glad you feel that way. We aim to have something for everybody. So whether you've never played before and you want to learn, because there's still many people out there who've never tried pickleball, or you're building your skills, you're really honing in on a certain specific thing that you're working on, and you want to take, a clinic around that. Or if you just want to get some game time in and play, we have open plays. I think open plays are something that is a little unique to pickleball. Because as Mary said, she and I are both tennis players. You need your group for tennis, right? You always do. Whereas pickleball, it's a very social and welcoming sport. And if you're solo, you can join in open play, right? Like you
Mhm.
just pick your level, you pick the time that's convenient for you, and you show up and you get to have some great games of pickleball with people who are your level. You get to meet new people, which is how a lot of people make pickleball friends. And it's just a very welcoming and inviting way to play. So we have lots of open plays at all different levels so that you can find your space. Um, but as Mary also said, pickleball is a great way to spend time with people. So we do tons of events of all kinds, corporate events, team building events, birthday parties, wedding brunches. I mean, you name it, it's happening on our courts. And so we really try to have something that fits all schedules, all abilities, all price points, actually. Like at many of our locations, we offer community play. Like at Wollman Rink, we have that every day for $5. So we want New Yorkers to be able to get out on the courts, and play pickleball.
I think
Yeah.
by the way, Ryan, you alluded to this earlier and you're so right. We do a lot of programming too around singles. So we right now have partnered with Tinder in order to, on the weekends, do events at some of our locations to meet people.
Hmm.
We also do on Saturday nights in our last 2 hours of opening, which is a little late for middle-aged women to be playing pickleball, but you know who loves to play pickleball? Is 20-year-olds. So we have some other low-cost options, $20 for 20s for 2 hours, which is it's really fun watching people mingle, meet people, whether it's romantic or it's really just like you're looking to meet new people in New York. New York, it can be. So many people come here and they're not from New York and they're looking to find their crew. And that sometimes can be a little bit challenging. And I think that people want to get off of their phones. People have fatigued with their devices. They want to put their phones down, pick up paddles, move your body a little bit, and have a margarita. It's a pretty great way to socialize, even if you're relatively new to the sport.
So just kind of getting back to the programming, I'm a basketball player,
Mm.
and what I grew up is playing pickup basketball. And so I love like the open play concept because I could just like jump in with a group of people. I don't know. You can play, you also like have the levels, and I feel like I'm kind of like, all right, I'm intermediate, like that, probably low intermediate, but I kind of like know where my space is, and I can get in there and I can play competitively. It's not intimidating. And then like I've like mixed it in where I've done like intermediate with a coach on there, so I can like work on my serving or just learning about it. I mean, even like getting the scoring was like a little bit
That's the
challenging.
hardest part of
Yeah, I
pickleball.
think that's the hardest part.
Is learning this guy. It's challenging. It takes a hot minute.
But I do think that the social aspect it's just a really friendly, positive environment. Everybody there is willing to like open up, and I love the collab with Tinder. I mean, that's really creative. I feel like even like over like FIFA, I think you guys had some
Yep.
World Cup
Yep.
watch parties. But I do also feel like, I don't know if you would call yourself a private club, but like the private club scene in New York City is very real. Lots of them are popping up. Like, how would you consider yourself a private club?
We are not a private club.
Okay.
And, particularly at Wollman Rink in Central Park, that is a New York City parks, gem amenity for it really is an amenity for all New Yorkers. So there are no memberships, at all in any capacity there. Our our Times Square flagship club and our Long Island City Club, um, everybody and anybody is welcome to come and play. There are memberships available. And, like American Express said, like membership has its privileges. If you play frequently, it makes financial sense to become a member. But that concept, we will never, pickleball, it's called pickleball. It's not meant to be exclusive or behind, a velvet rope. It really is for everyone. And that is an ethos that we will never abandon. Even in this, like the proliferation of
Mhm.
fancy private clubs in New York City, that is not who City Pickle is.
No, that's awesome. I totally get that. So who is City Pickle? Like who's playing? Like what's the demographic looking like?
Well, I mean, honestly, there are such a wide range of players who are playing at City Pickle. I mean, I think that's part of the beauty of pickleball. Whether you're 8 or 88, you can play pickleball.
And you can
And
play
we
together too. You can
and
Yeah.
you
play
can play. I mean,
to
I have
compete.
teenagers and I play with them.
Hmm.
But I mean, on a Tuesday this past week, you could have seen that full range of players at City Pickle. We had our summer camp going strong. So we had kids that were 8 years old. And then, the full range of players on the courts, as well. I think the largest pickleball historically was a sport for people who aged out of tennis. And that really changed during COVID. And I think now, you see the largest, fastest growing segment of the pickleball uh, population is the 25 to 35-year-olds. So we see a lot of young professionals and a lot of young people that are using pickleball as a way to socialize, as we were talking about. And also there's a really big trend in wellness. Right now, people don't necessarily just want to go to a bar and drink when they're spending time together. Pickleball gives them a way to do that. It's a healthy time. You're moving your body. It's friendly and social. So we see a lot of people out on the courts in that age group. I think if you go to Wollman Rink on a Saturday afternoon, you'll see a lot of people in that age group that are out just spending time having cabana parties, food and drink while they're playing pickleball and really taking advantage of the social nature of the sport.
I think the boozy brunch is like we're replacing the boozy brunch
Yeah.
for like a lot of 20-year-olds, as Erica mentioned, who are a little bit more wellness is top of mind. So I still think that there's a place for like a Bloody Mary and pickleball on a Sunday, but we do have a lot of young urban professionals playing with us.
how do the different courts that you guys have, different locations, how do they differ? Like, how does Wollman Ring differ from Long Island City to Hudson Yards? Like, is the demographic changing? Like, give me the different vibes.
Oh, it's funny. Well, it's sort they are different. They're different really. I think they're based on geography a lot. That's how New Yorkers work, right? Like if you live downtown, you kind of stay downtown. So we find that our Long Island City Club attracts a lot of people who live in Long Island City, which is booming, right? That's, I think, the highest growth rate in the city, and a lot of people who live in Queens, Astoria. We draw widely from Astoria, whereas Times Square, you can get here on the subway wherever you live. So we're drawing from a lot of different geographic areas. Similar with Wollman Ring too, I would say. Hudson Yard. I mean, the subway is a beautiful thing in New York. So we really draw from all across the city. It'll be interesting, Erica, when we open Brooklyn Bridge in
Hmm.
Dumbbell, where sort of the geographic pull is there. What do you
I
think?
also feel like you get a lot of tourists too.
I was about to say that, Ryan, and I think that's especially true in Wollman Rink because so many people are in Central Park already. But another great thing about pickleball is that paddle is very packable. You can put that in your suitcase and you can take it with you wherever you want to go. And I think that playing pickleball in Central Park at Wollman Rink is something that a lot of they want to come and they want to see a Broadway show and they want to visit the Statue of Liberty but there's 50 million pickleball players out there and a lot of them want to come and play in really iconic and special locations like Central Park.
Speaking a little bit about real estate, you have like unique spaces. Like, what does like the build out usually take for these spaces? Like, how important is architecture?
You mean like putting a pickleball club on the eighth floor of an office building?
I was like, I don't get how the ceilings were that high on the eighth floor. And everyone always says, what was there before?
Oh, it's the best. Oh, thank you for asking, Ryan. It's one of our favorite stories to tell. We occupy the very, very top of the epic Paramount Theater. So when the Paramount building in Times Square was built, sort of its main feature was it had a massive theater. And this theater is where Frank Sinatra became Frank Sinatra. Elvis played here, the Beatles, you name it.
Hmm.
And when they closed the theater in 1966, they started filling in with concrete slab the theater to make it all office, to make the entire building office. And
Okay.
when they got to the eighth floor, it's a double height ceiling with no
Yeah.
columns. And we are the great beneficiaries. And there was a software company who was headquartered here. And when Erica and I walked into the space for the first time, it was like a pinch me moment because we thought this is the most epic location for pickleball. As we mentioned, we do so many events and corporate events. It's so easy to get to Times Square. And then a lot of the real creativity, had to spring into action to make this office space a pickleball club.
I
Erica,
mean, I
like
think
we
the
can
biggest
talk about,
surprise, there's no columns, like
I
for
know,
a
how great is
building
that?
like that.
It's the top of a theater. There's no columns in theaters.
Yeah, I mean, you probably know that, Ryan. Any tall building you've ever been in New York has columns. And so, I mean, when Mary and I walk into any space that has no columns and high ceilings, we immediately think pickleball.
Um, Walk me through like the marketing. Like, are you trying to get like the average pickleballer, the beginning pickleballer, the tourist, the corporate events? Like, what are you doing out there that's working? Like, walk me through the marketing strategy.
Okay, Erica, I was going to take this one. I was going
Yeah,
to say, like,
we should have switched. We should have
I know.
switched. That's okay.
So the answer, Ryan, is yes, please. So we really do we want to attract, the pickleball addicts by the way, there are many people who play 6, 7 times a week. We create space for those and they tend to be more advanced players. And so as we talked previously, we have programming and we have advanced open play for players who, are quite experienced. But also, the biggest market potential is still people who have not picked up a paddle. So right now you can take an introductory lesson with a coach for just $30 through the end of the summer in New York City. And for New York City pricing, we purposefully made that very accessible because we want to teach the sport to everyone. Partly because we are business entrepreneurs and are looking, to cultivate new customers, but also Eric and I love pickleball. I mean, it is really fun for all of the things we've touched on already. It brings joy to people. We have pretty fun jobs running a pickleball company when we get to invite people to come and play with us. So we are looking for all types of players. As Erica alluded to, we did the first youth programming in New York City, in addition to a very robust schedule of summer camps, multiple venues, multiple like half day, full day options. We also run a very sophisticated after school academy during the school year. So we're trying to be sort of the one-stop shop for all levels of pickleball players.
I love that. No, it makes total sense. All right, let's do some hot takes here. Okay. This might get some clicks here. Who has a better pickleball scene? New York City or Boca Raton?
I have to say New York City.
Wow. Okay, let's go.
I have to say New York City too, because we are New Yorkers, but I do have to say that all the top pros, the professional players, live in Boca. And Boca have more serious pickleball players, like per capita, put it that way.
You know what I think I totally agree with that. Of course, I think that, some of the, as you alluded to earlier, Ryan, some of the really special places that we have created opportunities to play pickleball make it a really unique thing. So you're not just playing pickleball, you're playing pickleball in Central Park or in Times Square or soon adjacent to the Brooklyn Bridge. So we're creating these really special opportunities to play pickleball and experience some of the things that make New York really special.
But I do have to say, Ryan, that's such an unfair question, because that's like
choose between our children.
I just want to say that is asking somebody who their favorite child is, and between Erica and I, we have 5 kids, so that's just saying like, who's your favorite kid? And I think our official answer should be we love them all.
Okay, I'll take it.
Fair enough.
All right, here's another one. I don't know if it's controversial, but you're going to have to pick. Who's your favorite celebrity pickleballer?
Well, I think I'm going to have to say Jamie Foxx.
Ooh, I like that.
Because Mary and I had the opportunity to play pickleball at his house in LA, and it was a really fun, special, unique experience. So that's where I'm going to go.
Ditto for me. I mean, we were together playing with Jamie Foxx at his house in LA.
That's so cool.
Doesn't get much better.
Will luxury apartments in New York City ever have pickleball courts?
Yes, for sure. I mean, it's a relatively inexpensive amenity. Yes, it takes space, but it takes much less space than, a paddle court. I think some of them already do. Ryan, I'm going to leave that. That's your specialty. But I do think that there are a few buildings now that do feature a pickleball court.
I need to find those buildings. I might move.
Yeah.
Walk me through like a Sunday, like like an amazing Sunday that involves pickleball, like in New York City.
Well, I do think, it could be Sunday or any day, to be totally honest, for me. I think that for me, pickleball is something that I really love to do with my family. And I have teenagers, so they don't always want to do things with me. So, pickleball is a great vehicle. So I think for me, the opportunity to do that at any one of our locations is something I would love to spend the afternoon with my kids and my husband out there on the pickleball court.
Awesome. Where do you see City Pickle going in the next 5 years?
London, Toronto, Palo Alto. There's, other um, dense urban areas that have strong corporate event, um, that have strong potential for corporate events.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I totally, you kind of think about it, there was no pickleball courts here, or very limited in 2021. And then, you came on and you created these amazing experiences in these iconic locations. And, in London and Paris and, I think I can actually see the vision. And I think it's really promising. But let's get back on New York City. Last question, name of the podcast. By the way, I named the podcast New York No Matter Where because I have a kid's book coming out this fall, which I'm very excited about.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you. What does New York No Matter Where mean to you?
New York, no matter where. I'll
jump in.
Yeah, please.
Sorry.
No,
it
go ahead.
means everything bagels and walking.
I love it. What's your favorite bagel spot?
Tompkins.
Tompkins. Let's go. I like it.
I'm a Utopia bagel gal myself.
Everyone visit City Pickle. You could challenge me.
You're
you'll
so
probably
on,
beat me.
Ryan.
I'm an intermediate beginner. But I'll definitely have fun. And by the way, my brand is the Very Social Broker. So I feel like I'm perfect for pickleball.
By the way, let's do something. Let's do more together. That's so fun.
I love that. I love that. All right. Well, thank you so much. We're definitely going to do more together. I will be at all the City Pickle courts, but mostly Times Square and Wollman. That's my neighborhood.
I love it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Bye, Ryan.